Hi guys, Brendan Herrick here with Next Level Innovation, and today we'll be going over the install for the Suzuki aftermarket LED headlight adapter to your stock bezel and housing. All the hardware is included for this product, and most of the screws have thread locking patches already on them. The tools required will be a 2.5mm hex key, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a skinny Phillips head screwdriver or a skinny flat tool for adjusting the headlight. We're going to start the install process with the stock halogen headlight already out of the stock bezel as well. So I already removed both of them, and we're going to keep the hardware that we removed for a later process. Okay, so here we have our aftermarket 7-inch headlight, our key ring, our clamp ring, our two side mounts, our adjustment mount, our stock hardware, and also our adapter hardware as well. So we want to start with the aftermarket 7-inch headlight facing down on the ground, and we want to make sure that the dot logo is the top of the headlight. We are now going to take our key ring and we're going to match these key slots up with the keys on the light, and we want to make sure that these two adjustment tabs down here are on the bottom left of the light. So here we go, and it's sitting flush on the headlight. And next we're going to move on to the clamp ring. Next we're going to take the clamp ring and we're going to find the back tab, that's the largest one. And we're going to align all three of them up with the key rings holes. Taking your M3x14, starting with the back, you're going to lift up the clamp ring, fish it through the hole. Take your nylock nut, thread it on, and we're going to do this for all three of them. We're now going to use a 5.5mm hex socket or an adjustable wrench like this, and a 2.5 Allen key to tighten them up evenly. We want to make sure that the M3 screw does engage with the nylon part of the nut. You want to make sure that these are snug, but you don't want to over tighten them and have the clamp ring actually bow out in the middles. So you want to check that they're all pretty equal spacing and that the screw is actually almost flush with the nut face, and that way we know it actually engaged in with the nylon. Also, you want to check and see if the headlight doesn't move within the setup, which that does not. So we're good to go. Next, we're going to apply our two side mounts. They're identical, but they are positioned in different ways just so they both face outwards. And we're going to do that with our other smaller M3 screws and washers that have the lock patches on them. Make sure they're tight. We're now going to install it into the stock bezel. This bezel that I have right here is out of an 06 C90 bike, but it should be the same for all the bikes that I have listed on my website and eBay page are very similar. You're really looking for the same distance between these two mounting points and this adjustment piece right there. So we're going to slide it in, make sure the adjustment tabs are matching with the adjustment piece over here, and squeeze it in. Take our stock hardware and fish it through the two mounting points. And also take the stock T-nuts and then apply them on both sides. And you can apply some thread locking to these screws too to make sure that they stay in, for longer periods of time and don't vibrate out. Now for the adjustment bracket, we're going to take our remaining M3 screws with thread locking and washers, and our Allen wrench. We're going to use our stock adjustment screw that came with the original halogen headlight, and we're going to fit that between these two adjustment pieces. Be cautious here because the spring may come out and could potentially hit you. You want to make sure it lines up with both holes. Now take the also stock screw that came with the stock headlight and fish it through the underside. You can take your skinny screwdriver and help you push it up. Take the stock nylon nut and also the supplied plastic wedge, and you're going to fit the two together. And now we're going to push this screw back out a little bit, and we're going to place this wedge within the hem of the adjustment bracket. Next, we're going to tighten the adjustment screw and make sure it engages with the nylon nut. You want to make sure that the bracket actually isn't caught on the lip of the bezel adjustment piece, so make sure it's free. We're going to tighten this up a ways and do a very loose adjustment. Once we get it finally on the bike, we'll then be able to do a closer adjustment, make sure it's not aiming in anyone's eyes for oncoming traffic. So about there for now, and then we can add also the stock rubber covering too to the exposed threads. All right, and that is the complete install. All right, guys, well, here is the finished product. Next, we're going to go put it in the bike and see how it looks. Thank you.